All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're digging deep into the future of farming, a world where satellites, AI, and even wood waste are completely changing one of our oldest professions. We're going to see how Agriculture 4.0 is gearing up to solve some of our planet's biggest challenges. So let's get into it.
First up, I want you to think about this number, 77. That's how many people a single farmer in Austria feeds. Just one. It really puts into perspective the massive responsibility that modern agriculture carries, right? The days of just farming for your own family, well, they're long gone. This is about feeding the world.
And this quote from Austria's Minister for Agriculture hits the nail on the head. Farming isn't just another business. It's systemically relevant. What does that mean? It means if the farming system breaks, everything else is at risk. Recent crises have shown us just how shaky global supply chains can be. So having a stable food supply close to home, that's not just a nice to have, it's fundamental to our security and our stability. But here's the thing. Delivering on that huge responsibility has never been harder. Farmers today are caught in this incredible squeeze, a dilemma where they're being pulled in a dozen different directions at once. It's a real perfect storm of challenges. I mean, think about it. On one hand, they're on the absolute front lines of climate change, dealing with wild weather, droughts, and pests we've never seen before. At the exact same time, the economic pressure is intense. The prices they get for their products are barely moving, while the cost of everything from fuel to fertilizer is going through the roof. And then, on top of all that, we, society, are demanding more. And we should be. We want better environmental protection, higher animal welfare, complete transparency. It is an unbelievably difficult balancing act. And this is not some abstract future problem. Let's look at the number 62%. In 2019, that's how much of the timber harvest in Austria was basically damaged wood. Why? Mostly because of pests like the bark beetle, which are absolutely thriving in the warmer, drier conditions that climate change is bringing. This is happening right now, and it's having a devastating impact. So you have to ask, how can farmers possibly navigate this maze of challenges? Well, the answer isn't just to work harder, it's to work smarter. And that's where technology comes in, with a whole new digital toolkit that stretches from the dirt under our feet all the way up to space. You hear this term smart farming thrown around a lot, but what does it really mean? It's not just about having a tractor with the GPS, not by a long shot. It's about connecting the entire farm. It's about using data from sensors in the soil, from satellites in orbit, from the machines themselves to make smarter decisions, to optimize every single drop of water, every gram of fertilizer, and to build a farm that's truly efficient and sustainable.
And it's really important to see how this idea has grown. We started with something called precision farming, which was all about, say, treating one specific little patch of a field. But now, smart farming is about the whole system. The goal isn't just to be precise in one spot. It's about automating and optimizing the entire operation, from the seed in the ground to the food on the shelf.
And the tech that powers this is incredible. It's this powerful combination, right? You've got AI acting as the brain, the Internet of Things as the farm's nervous system, connecting all the sensors. You've got roboticists as the muscle, and you've got this constant stream of images from satellites and drones, giving farmers a view they've never had before. Let's make that real for a second. Imagine you're a farmer. Every single day you get a new satellite image of your fields. You can see, right there on a screen, exactly which parts of your crop are healthy and which are struggling. That patch of corn over there showing signs of water stress? Okay, you can target irrigation just to that spot. Another area looks like it's low on nutrients. Your smart tractor drives out and applies fertilizer with pinpoint accuracy, saving you money and keeping excess chemicals out of the environment. Game-changing. And the amount of data we're talking about here is just staggering. The Sentinel-2 satellite mission, just that one program, generates over 4 terabytes of new data every single day. That's a massive flood of information. So the challenge, and the huge opportunity, is to turn all that big data into smart, simple decisions a farmer can use on the ground. Okay, but the innovation isn't just happening on computer chips and in satellites, it's also happening in the soil itself. So let's shift gears now and look at how nature is providing its own amazing, high-tech solutions. A huge concept here is something called carbon farming. This completely reframes what a farm is for. Yeah, of course, it produces food, but it can also be a powerful tool to fight climate change. By using certain farming methods to build up healthy organic matter in the soil, we're talking about humus, farmers can literally pull carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and lock it away in the ground. The farmer basically becomes a climate farmer. How cool is that? And here is a brilliant example of what's called the bioeconomy. Let's talk about lignin. You've probably never heard of it, but it's the natural stuff that makes wood hard and rigid. The paper industry produces tons of it, and for them, it's mostly a low-value waste product. But scientists have figured out that for agriculture, this waste is an absolute treasure.
Just look at what this stuff can do. You can turn it into smart, biodegradable coatings for fertilizer so the nutrients get released slowly when the plant needs them. You can transform it into these incredible hydrogels. They're like super sponges that can soak up huge amounts of water right at the plant's roots, protecting it from drought. And it's a natural soil improver, helping build healthier soil that holds onto nutrients. All of this from one industrial byproduct. It's incredible.
And the impact here is massive. Those hydrogels made from lignin, studies have shown they can cut the amount of irrigation water needed by up to 40%. In a world that's getting hotter and drier, an innovation like that isn't just a clever trick, it's an essential survival tool. And this science goes even deeper, all the way down to the molecular level. You've got research centers like FOQSI in Austria doing mind-blowing work. They're using AI to figure out the exact nutritional quality of grass in a pasture for cattle. They're tracking antibiotic resistance genes in livestock to help us build food systems that don't rely on antibiotics. This is the really deep science that's building the future of our food. So we have all these amazing digital tools, we have these brilliant biological solutions. We're all set, right? Problem solved? Well, is all this brilliant technology really enough to secure our future? The answer is probably not, at least not by itself.
Because for any of these incredible innovations to actually work in the real world, they need the right environment to grow in. Technology is just one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle. You also need to get the policy, the economics, and society on board.
And that framework is being built as we speak. You have huge policies like the EU Green Deal and the Farm to Fork strategy setting these really ambitious goals. And the way we think is changing too. There's a big push for new ideas like result-oriented contracts. So instead of just paying a farmer to follow a list of rules, you'd pay them for achieving a specific outcome, like measurably cleaner water or more biodiversity on their land. It's a shift from rewarding the process to rewarding the actual results. But there is one last, absolutely crucial piece to this whole puzzle, and this quote from Professor Johan Kantelhart just nails it. Our public idea of what farming is often stuck in the past. We see these commercials with the happy cow and the green field and the little red barn. It's a romantic image, but it's a world away from the complex, high-tech, data-driven business that farming actually is today.
And that really brings us to the final big question. All the tech and all the policies in the world won't work if they don't have public support and understanding. So how do we bridge that gap? How do we move past the romantic myth and start to understand and support the innovative, technology-driven reality that we absolutely need to feed our future? That really is the challenge for all of us. Thanks for joining me.